Shalom, shalom, Israel. It's your boy. We've been Israel, the People's Champ, aka the Heisenberg. It is. It's gonna be a little rant session. So before we begin, please, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. There are plenty of places to go out here in these YouTube streets. However, if you are staying, welcome to the People's Podcast. It's been a while. It's been a while, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is doing well. We're in the new year. What are we looking at? Tuesday, the 24th? Yeah, man, new year. Everybody is wonderful. Let me turn this speaker off so I don't get all these beeps and crap. I get tired of being on these panels and people are just allowed to talk and ramble, incomplete sentences, incoherent thoughts, no subject verb agreements, subject noun agreement either. We use adjectives that don't describe anything, and somehow we're supposed to know what the hell you were talking about. And then people get mad when you cut them off and ask them, "What are you saying? What is the subject of your sentence?" So I can follow along. I blame Oprah for this. Oprah started all of this back in the 90s when she started putting microphones in everybody's hands, into everybody's mouths, and this opinionated society developed, which is what we have today, where people have want to hide behind "it's my opinion" for these random thoughts I have. You're entitled to have whatever opinion you want. However, once you share that opinion, you're responsible for it. What are you talking about? We didn't used to allow that in society. Everybody wasn't allowed to come, excuse me, to the big boy table. You had to earn a seat at that table. Everybody wasn't allowed to be a decision maker for a reason, because a lot of you don't know what you're talking about. You just ramble off things, you hear a few words, you memorize the words, these, what do they call them? These talking points, catchphrases, Marxism, communist, toxic, effeminate, now blue pill, red pill, simp, and we throw some other words in the middle of these words, and people think they know what the hell they're talking about. They have no historical context to support anything they're saying, and then when you challenge that, "Oh, I'm just having an opinion." Well, you're wrong. You can think whatever you want. That's why there's a difference between having just idle conversation and an intellectual discussion. Because in a discussion, the assumption is that there is some prerequisite knowledge that qualifies you to have that conversation. Otherwise, you're just talking shit. What's happening here? What is happening? Somebody, please tell me what the hell is happening here. And I'm gonna drop the link in a little while. Anybody wants to come up and please explain this foolishness to me, I am all ears. And I'm not going to censor your speech because that's the other thing. Communism and Marxism, the same people who spew that nonsense will turn right around and censor your speech because they don't like what you're saying or how you're saying it. I find that ironic. I think I'm analysis in the chat. Let me get the link. Hold on. Let me find it. Uh, I got it. I got it. I did it, y'all. Um, Wait a minute. Let me see where she's at. She's on YouTube. So wait a minute. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this, y'all. Who is that, man? I was never here. Oh, okay. Whoever I was never here. Thank you for coming by, though. I appreciate it. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to drop this comment. I'm on this other phone, so y'all got to bear with me. Got to bear with me. I might have to get on the other phone uh, so I could drop this link. I'm trying to operate two devices at one time. Uh, so let me figure this out real quick because I really want this conversation to be can't just be me. We got to have some subject matter so that way it is a conversation. I don't know how you have conversations and there is no people just talking randomly. Hold on a minute, be right back. Shit. All right, got it, got it. Live chat and y'all can still hear me. I didn't know that, so that's cool. All right, I dropped the link. Right, I think I'm back, y'all. I think I made it. I think I dropped the link. I'll know when somebody pops up. And we're gonna talk, man. It's gonna be a freestyle session. We're gonna go old school with it. We're gonna long stroke this a little bit tonight. But I'm like amazed and people get angry. I'm not gonna listen to foolishness. I'm not gonna do it. That's why nothing gets done. Because we got too many motherfuckers talking about shit they don't know. They have no experience. They got a little bit of information and they just ramble. Ramble. Old ass arguments that have been debunked. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Look on the in the live chat. It should be there. I'll send it to you directly too. I think I can do that. Hold on. Hold on. Right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I sent you the link directly on Messenger. Should have it. Um, oh, I think StreamYard needs to make it so that way you can do it right here from this one screen initially. I know eventually I can do it, but uh, wait a minute. Shit. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get you in now. Hold on. You're in my back. You're in my back room or whatever. So hold on. I see you. Let's see if I did it. Hello. Got you. Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
cool, cool. Yeah, I got you. You sound fine.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, so I ain't got no topic. I'm just talking shit. And
Yeah, what I heard you in there. What happened? Because I was in here,
I get
I was
pissed off on these panels and everybody tries to pretend to be an intellectual. They pretend that they know what they're talking about. And they don't know shit. And they're just rambling on. So we were talking about culture. My question was, how do you change culture? Well, the
okay.
equation is biology plus environment equals culture. Oh,
Yeah.
I disagree. I think you got to change the culture first. Well, that's not the
You
equation.
you can't Lord, okay. So we gonna change C and leave A and B alone?
Right. Yeah. A plus B equals C, but we're gonna fix C without manipulating A or B. Ain't this basic
Okay.
math?
Okay.
They didn't make that formula up. That's what it's been. You can look up any topic if you study culture. Men men build the environment. Women transmit the resulting culture to the next generation. Women don't build the culture; they transmit the culture. This has always been the case. So if you want to affect the culture, you got to change the environment, which is where we are today. The reason why we are in the situation we are in today and the culture is what it is today is because the environment was changed in 1970.
Huh?
The environment got changed legislatively. No fault divorce and Title 14, Title 9, this, that, all of those things that they're taking advantage of today has resulted in a new culture
But that was
where
the
we
whole
are
point.
today. And that was the point. I agree. But I don't even want to get into who decided to do that or not. I'm just saying it happened. you know, this
Hmm.
shit happened. And the only way we're going to fix it is if you get control of the environment. The biology is not going to change. You got to change the environment. So that means somebody has to get together and make some legislative changes. Oh, that's not going to work, says the little 32-year-old that only voted in two damn elections.
Oh Lord.
But we're not talking about the presidential election, are we? We're
No, because
talking
this is
about,
you got to start smaller than that.
thank you. This is what I said. You,
You got to go grassroots, like neighborhood to neighborhood. Hell,
thank
you might have to
you.
go street to street.
And this is where I was trying to get, but I couldn't get there because they're trying to go too broad with it. And you're never
See,
going to get the
that's they
masses.
thinking. Nothing. Everything is broad. Nothing until they get to their feelings. Once they get to their feelings, then everything is minute.
And that's what happened on the panel. I was on Snowman's panel, and this little young boy, I could tell he was young by what he was saying. You don't know what you're talking about. And oh, women have been here since the beginning, and they helped build society. Wrong. Men were here for
Yeah,
a
men
hundred
come first.
years. Men came first, and they were here for almost 100 years before the women came.
Okay, that was my understanding. And I thought men always went and conquered
Men
and established new
always
lands, and
go.
then came
This
back
is
for
what
their
the
women and kids.
goddamn. Where were you? This is what I'm saying.
I remember that's what I read. I don't know what nobody else
And I
had going on, but that was my understanding of how
and I
things was
brought up
working.
Rome. And I brought up Rome. You can go back to Roman society. The men always had with no women in the army. It was all men. They went out and conquered. And once they conquered and started establishing a society, they brought the women later and moved on and did it again. A la the Roman Empire. The Egyptians did it. The Persians did it.
Everybody
The
did it.
Babylonians did it. This is what has happened throughout history. Oh, I want to blame this all on liberalism. Well, you can go back before there was liberalism. You can go back before that and you still had the same problems. Biology plus environment equals culture. That's always been true. You want to change the latter, you got to change the two input. You don't get water without hydrogen and oxygen.
Right.
I mean, you got to start with the root. Well, we got people who don't know what they're talking about, and then they get mad because you cut them off. And you won't let me talk because you're not fucking making sense. You're not even, so the dude is not even making a complete sentence. He's going to say, oh, well, men maintain. Men maintain what? Is my question. Don't go any further. Stop right there. Men maintain what? He didn't want to repeat what I had said 20 minutes earlier. Men maintain society.
Mhm.
They create and maintain a society. And then he says, well, and women advance. And women advance again, you're using incomplete
Still getting ahead. You
sentences.
get ahead of yourself, dude.
Women advanced what? They advanced the culture. And that culture was created by the society that men built. Again, you're proving my point. Oh, you're not giving them a chance to talk and you're cutting them off. You're goddamn right I'm cutting them off because he don't need to go any further. This is basic grammar. English 101. You got to have a subject in a sentence. What are you talking about? Maintain what? What is being maintained? What is being built? Let's stop right there. You're proving my point. They didn't want to say the word because they got caught in there and they painted themselves into a corner. And instead of, you're right. I'm not going to be forced to say the word. Use whatever words you want. Oh, women build they build nests. Okay, we can play that game. Where is the nest located? In a
And
society.
who made it okay for them to build a nest?
The men who built the society. I mean, come on, it's gonna come back to the society. And that's the point. I'm gonna keep cutting you off because you're going too far. And you're just rambling off Scrabble words because you think you sound cute. And you don't. This is my point. It's always been a small group of men who were the leaders who decided where everybody else is going to go and everybody followed. Everybody's not part of that conversation. Some people are not going to make it to the big boy table. I'm sorry. So those dudes who show up and don't know what they're talking about, they're going to get kicked out the room. It's always been like that. And if you prove you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to have to go back to the little boy table until you get your shit together. It's always been like that. When grown people are talking, take your ass in there with them kids. Ain't that the rules? Ain't that what they used to tell us?
Yeah, well, that's what they told us. That ain't what they telling these folk now.
Well, I blame Oprah for that. Everybody has an opinion, and I
Damn
shouldn't
kid,
let you.
these damn kids telling these folk what to do now. I'm like, what,
And,
what?
and that's the problem because they were raised by their mamas, and mama taught them to do that, and they think it's cute and acceptable, and nothing gets done. And sometimes you got to shut the fuck up and do what you're told. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm gonna get my passport and I'm gonna go save myself. Then go do it.
No, you not. You can't afford to go over there and live and handle your business.
Let's say they
You ain't got no
can.
skills to be able to sustain over there. What you gonna do?
Let's
Sit
let's
down.
say
They
they
be
can.
killing me with that. That
Let's
passport, bro,
say
bullshit.
let's say they can. I'll give it to you. You're the one individual who has the means and the resources to do it. Okay. What does that have to do with this conversation? Because this conversation is talking about the culture. You're one person with a passport ain't changing shit.
Right, because you
Because
leaving. You
the
ain't staying
small
over here to do
percent,
nothing for the culture. You leaving.
exactly. So why are you here? My point is stop arguing. Get together with a group of men and make a fucking plan and do it. Stop having these circular arguments. You're not going to convince them otherwise. Even when they're wrong, they're going to be right. Have y'all not spent any time around these people that you all hate so much? They're never going to be wrong. Never. They're never going to admit they're wrong. They're going to move the goalpost. As soon as you prove them wrong, they're going to move the goalpost. And the argument is just going to ramble on forever and nothing's ever going to get done. I'm asking a guy, what are you telling men to do? Oh, change the culture. How? You just admitted you don't know what the fuck consist. What is the consistency of culture? What makes culture? You just admitted that. So I don't give a shit whether you agree or not. You just admitted you don't know what you're talking about. You can't change the culture in and of itself. So he brought up 1950 when everything was peachy and lovely and we believed in God and all this other stuff. Okay, I'll give you that argument. What changed between 1950 and 1970? Did the culture change or did the environment change first? The environment changed. We went into desegregation, we went into Jim Crowism, the laws changed, all of that whole wave, the civil rights movement, the feminism, second wave, all of that shit was going on during that time. The environment, the culture got affected afterwards, after they legislatively changed the laws. 1965 and 69, California enacts, they were the first state that enact no fault divorce, and the rest of the states followed suit.
That's when
And
shit
by
got fucked
19,
up.
and that's where shit got fucked up. That's the environment changing. And then from 1970 onward, the culture changed. It's not instant, it's a gradual thing. And you could just, again, what are we talking? Oh, women have always been here. No, they haven't. Go back to 1609. There were no women here. It was a bunch of men on that ship.
Dude.
What are you talking about? In the beginning, I'm not talking about afterwards. Oh, well, the society doesn't keep going without women. Who nobody. We're not talking about it keeping going. We're talking about it forming. Don't change the argument.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I'm
He
not
in
gonna
some
sit here.
extra. We okay. Okay.
And I'm not gonna sit here and listen to somebody change the argument. Again, that's what women do. Those are the people you have a problem with. So why are you doing the same shit they're doing? And these same guys want to, oh, it's colonialism, no, not colonialism, it's communism, it's Marxism, and then they want to censor your speech. Isn't that exactly what communists and Marxists do? They control your speech because they don't like what you're saying. Wait a minute, but you're a freedom fighter. You're for America, freedom of speech, First Amendment. But I'm going to kick you off the panel because I don't like what you're saying.
How that work?
And you're right. That's what it all boils down to. You're right, and I can't prove you wrong. Because if I was wrong, there's three of y'all. It should be very easy to prove me wrong.
Well, what the hell was Snowman saying?
He's hosting a panel, so he's playing a little bit of devil's advocate. But he got pissed off because I kept cutting the dudes off. I don't care. They're not
Oh,
talking about shit. They're just rambling and not getting to a
Chicken
first of
nuggets
all,
sound good
they're
though.
not stating a subject. I can't follow your conversation if I don't know what the subject is. What are we talking about? Are we talking about cats, dogs, car engines? What needs to be maintained? What is the thing? Because that's the essence of the argument. That's what you're supposed to be talking about. What is the essence? What is the subject matter that we're talking about? What needs to be maintained? He wouldn't say it because now you found out I'm proving his point. It's the
Mm.
society. Call it whatever you want. It's always going to come back to that. Use whatever noun or antonym that you want, or get your thesaurus out and find another word because you don't want to. You want to be an asshole and not use the same word I'm using. Civilization. What? Whatever it is that you want to call it. Men build that shit. Women come later. I don't know why this is hard. So if you don't understand that, then you damn sure don't understand how to fix what the hell is going on in America.
Yeah, nah.
This goes back to Jay with his I don't understand the Louisiana Purchase. You don't understand the basics. But y'all are here trying to have intellectual conversations. You're not ready. You got to take the 101 course before you get to the 401 course. You can't
Yeah,
just jump in.
no.
And they used all of these words that are so popular with the liberals, and then they want to complain about the liberals. Toxic and Marxism and communism and indoctrination, and they love using these words. You yourself are participating in the indoctrination. What are you talking about? Just throwing out words. That's what they do on Fox News all day long. They just throw out talking points. Fake news, communism, followed by a whole bunch of bullshit that ain't making no sense. And I'm going to vote for them. Why? Because they use the word communism. And the liberals do the same thing on MSNBC. Oh, they support Roe v. Wade. And even though it doesn't benefit me and I have no control over it, I'm going to support it. Because maybe if I support it, this woman's going to give me some pussy if I tell her I supported it. I mean,
Oh
what are we
Lord,
talking about? That's why
let's
these
not
simps do it.
let's not do that.
That's what the simps are doing. That's the whole reason. As a man, I have nothing to do with Roe v. Wade. Nothing at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing.
Stay out of that.
I have nothing to do with it. So why am I marching for it? Why am I getting all behind it? Why do these men do it? It's the same reason the men in the 90s went on Sally Jesse Raphael and Ricky Lake and Geraldo and Phil Donahue. And those were the guys in the shows cheering in the audience, cheering on the women.
Some
All you
attention.
got, all, thank you. All you got to do is go back and pull it up on YouTube. Any of them shows, it'll be it ain't a bunch of women in them shows. It's a bunch of men. It'll be a few women scattered out in the audience, but mainly I would say it's about 50, maybe 60% men in that audience. Because they're hoping maybe my girlfriend is going to see me on here and I'm cool and she's going to give me some. It didn't work then.
Y'all need to pull that together.
Oh, it was different in the 80s. No, it's the same conversations. Nothing is changed because the environment hasn't changed. It's the same environment. So, thus, the culture is the same. It's the same culture. There's very little difference between the 90s and today. Very little difference culturally. Very little difference. But people who weren't here don't know that because they haven't gone back to look. Even though they got all of the tools at their disposal to go look live, they can see a recording of what was happening in real time. We couldn't do that when we were kids. They can do it. They won't do it. I remember those shows. I remember Sister Shahrazad Ali getting on the damn show and they damn near running her ass off of there
Mm-hmm.
and telling her how crazy she was and she was wrong. And if the woman ain't turned out to be right,
30 years
everything,
later, everything she said was accurate.
every fucking word she spoke came true. But all of the people in the audience, including Ayanna Van Zant, she was the priestess back then. She was the
Mm-hmm.
voodoo doll African priestess who
She's
coincidentally
still into that, but she seen the like.
was at every damn show
Yeah,
mysteriously.
she was there
Hmm.
for the check. She admitted that.
Of course.
'Cause that's how she got hooked up with Oprah.
That's how she got hooked up with Oprah. And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
say Oprah was the cause of all of this. Oprah was pulling strings way back then, behind the scenes.
Yeah,
And
because
we've
remember
been
her,
indoctrinated.
Iyanla, they fell out. You know what I'm saying? With Iyanla, you know what I'm saying, start seeing what was really going on. Because remember,
Hmm.
it was like almost 10 years. Her Oprah ain't even speak.
Oh, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah,
I did not
because
know it was when I was.
she used to be on Oprah show every Tuesday. She used to be on there every Tuesday.
So like I said, I just wanted to vent. I mean, it's just a stat. I'm like, what are you thinking? I'm just asking you. We're having an intelligent conversation. That means you need to form complete sentences. Please
That
tell
would
me
be
what your
helpful.
subject. Please just tell me what your subject is, so I can follow along. And everybody gets angry. Oh, you're talking over him because I stopped him. I said, let me stop you for a moment. Stay right there. Maintain what? Oh, no, you're talking over me. I just want you to tell me what we're maintaining so I can follow along. You just ended your sentence, went on to another sentence, and left that one open ended. Men maintain and women advance. Advance what? Maintain what? What are we talking about?
When
They
did
didn't
women
want to
start
say
doing
it.
all this advancing?
Well, I mean, you could use that word. I wouldn't necessarily call it like advance as far as like ingenuity, but they advance as far as push forward. So yeah, they push forward culture. I give them that. I gave them leeway with that one. I don't think advanced was the best word to use, but okay, we'll go with one of them third or fourth definitions down the line. Okay, maybe push forward. I'll give you
Right.
that. I'll give you that. But what are they pushing forward? The shit that the men built in advance. This is why women have never gone on to build their own society. Because, see, if they were doing it with men, then they could do it by themselves. They weren't doing it with men, men were doing it by themselves. There is no Amazonia. There is no magical land where Wonder Woman comes from, where the women built the whole society. It's never happened. The guys showed up, made it comfortable, and then they brought the women over. Because otherwise, the women would not have come. Women don't move into wilderness.
No.
We saw the same shit here in America when we went to West. Very few women were going west. It was mainly men in the beginning. They were looking for gold. They were looking at the subdue the land. And once they started building towns, they brought their women. It was the same thing, but in the beginning, there were no cowgirls. It was a bunch of cowboys. They were herding the cattle out to the west and tackling them and building shit and building these little coal mining towns and one horse towns, and they brought their families because it was something for the women. What were the women going to do if there was nothing built? What
Right.
were they going to do? Were they going to hunt? Were they going to move the buffalo around with the men? No, women had to have something to do. In order for them to have something to do, you had to build this. You had to build shit. That has to happen first. Stop there. Don't continue the conversation beyond that. That's where we're at. We're right at the beginning. Since you brought it up, women build and women have been here the whole time. That's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know why he was making that point. My point was, if you put 1,000 men in a room and independent of women in that affecting that environment, there is no feminism. There is no liberalism. There none of that exists at this point. It's not until you introduce women into the equation. Because what is feminism? Making men and women equal. That comes later. A bunch
Not
of men
equal.
in a room are not thinking about women. They're thinking, how do we kill these Indians? How do we rape their
How
women?
we get what we want and how we get what we need.
Exactly. How do we take their shit from them? That's what happened in the beginning. Was a bunch of men doing that. Wasn't no women in that meeting. There was no, I'm gonna make it fair for the little Indian girls. None of that was even talked about. That came later. The women, the European women, were still back home. They weren't on that ship. Even when they started bringing slaves over here, they brought the males
Still wouldn't
first.
had nothing to do with it.
They brought the males first because the slave traders didn't want bringing the black babies here. They wanted they would be undercutting themselves. No, you're gonna get all your slaves through us. If I bring women over here, then you can make your own. I'm not gonna do that. That came later. What part of this concept? Oh, if you study history, I have, sir. The problem is not me studying history and not understanding, is you're too slow for this conversation and you don't know what you're talking about. That's the problem. And you're an asshole and you're a jackass. And again, if we were in person, I'd whoop your ass. Because we don't let little bitch niggas talk. We don't let y'all have the conversation. We send y'all to the other side and you go huddle in your own little group. You're not going to be at the big boy table with us because you don't know what you're talking about. But the internet and Oprah started it. The internet is forwarded, pushed it forward. Everybody thinks their opinion is mattered and everybody's opinion should be respected and equal. That's a feminist concept. Only strong men were allowed to talk. Only landowners were allowed to talk in the beginning. They didn't let average men talk because most of the time they didn't know what they were talking about. Because the average men are followers, not leaders. They're betas. And betas don't. So why are we trying to rally up all of these betas? You're never going to get a large group of men. You get a small group first, as you said, grassroots. You get them on board, change local laws and local policies, and then you move up to a county and then a state, and then maybe on a federal scale. But things usually change locally first before they go federal. This is where he doesn't understand because he only voted in two fucking presidential elections.
Wasn't paying attention in civics class at all. Okay.
Going back to 1969, that was a California state law, no fault divorce. It became federal later.
The Reagan.
So don't sit here and tell me, no, it was Carter, I think. But don't sit here and tell me, oh, changing politics is not going to change nothing. That's why we're in the fucking environment that we're in now. Because the women got smart and they realized we're going to fight the men using their own laws against them. And the wealthy men who were making the laws said, you know what? I'm going to give in to my wife. I'm going to give in to my daughter. I'm going to let them fight these other men so I don't have to fight those men. And I could just be rich and do what I want. So while they're arguing about liberals and conservatives, the plutocrats are the ones who are running everything. It's the same group of people. That's why they gave women the rights that they have because those laws don't affect them. Mitt Romney don't give a fuck about Roe v. Wade. It ain't never gonna touch his family. The Bushes don't give a shit. Biden don't give a shit. Obama don't give a shit. They got too much money. They're above all of that shit. It ain't the rich women who's getting these abortions. It's the poor ones. It's a distraction. That's all it
Women know how
is.
rich women know how not to get knocked up. Fuck that.
And if they do, they know how to take care of it very quietly.
Thank you. They be having whole meetings on how not to get caught up.
They take care of this shit very quietly.
Mm.
No, there's poor people sitting around arguing about shit they can't
Yeah,
control.
right.
Well, they
But see
can't
that,
control
but
it.
see that's what it's designed to do. Keep people who are not in a position to make any kind of change. Keep them, you know what I'm saying,
Arguing and
distracted
fighting.
while you go
Mhm.
ahead and do what you want to do.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to explain.
It's
And I'm
not.
trying to tell
It's
the young
real.
brother, let
Yeah.
me teach
That's
you.
just
You
like
don't want your kid.
if you trying to break into somebody's house. If they busy watching, you know what I'm saying, people fight in the middle of the street, they not watching you break into their house.
Exactly. There's actually a comic that came out in the 70s where basically while you're asleep, they're robbing you blind, is what the comics say.
That's
That's
real.
the same concept. They're not going to rob you while you're awake and
Mm-mm.
paying attention. They're going to distract you. The magic trick. That was Trump's specialty. I'm going to distract you with this shit over here while I do this behind the scenes. And how
And
many
I'm
damn federal judges did Obama appoint? I mean, not Obama, did Trump appoint? Because nobody
well,
was
it was like
watching him do it.
wasn't it like 320?
I think it was almost 700.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it was that many.
But I'm just
I
like
think it was
that,
like
like how
700.
you leave all that unfinished business? Like nigga was bullshit.
But he kept them distracted. He kept them distracted. And now they just now still trying to sort some of the shit out. They really just figuring out how effective
What he
Trump
was doing.
was. Right. They really haven't. We'll read about it in the history books in about 30 years. How effective Trump was in them 4 years.
Yep.
Because we want to argue stupid shit.
Yeah,
And
we
let
don't
people who
understand how
don't.
about racism. Well, no racist. I didn't think he was the classist.
Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. Hello?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we want to argue stupid shit. And it's not trying to explain to the young man. You don't understand how important the environment is because those local laws, that affects who goes to jail, who doesn't, more so than federal laws. That affects your child support. That ain't federal. That's state.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And guess
dealing
what
with a
happened
state.
in most states when you go to jail? Guess what happened? You
What?
can't vote.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even get there now. Now they're controlling the voting power. I didn't even think of that. Now you're controlling the voting blocks.
That'd be the whole point. I can't hear you.
How about now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, my screen cut off for some reason. But yeah, like again, you got to understand how the game is played in order to beat the game. Too many of us don't get it. Like you said, they didn't pay attention in civics class. It's called civics class because the civics is what civilization is built on. That's like trying to play a Monopoly game, but you don't understand the rules. You can't win. All
Do
you're
you know
doing
how
is
much stuff
rolling.
has gotten done because people don't understand the rules?
Yep.
Half of our democratic setup is because people ain't understand the rules.
And he said something stupid. Oh, well, I suggest men they just go their own way and they just take care of their families.
Be
Again,
counting
if
now.
you don't have if you don't control the environment, it don't matter where you go. Ain't Andrew Tate sitting his ass in a jail over there right now in Romania?
Right.
And I guess we think America didn't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
We gonna be that naive, right? Right, yeah. And I guess the Haitian president and his wife, when he refused those doggone COVID needles, they
All
didn't
them
murder
get
him and
killed
his
and had
wife.
nothing to do. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't America either. Hmm.
All right. That's the
Because you don't
version we
understand
going
how the
with.
game is
Okay.
going to play. I'm gonna get my passport, and my passport, which is issued by the federal government, by the way, I'm gonna
Time
get
I
my
check,
federal.
it's all kind of U.S. government situations on my passport. I don't know about
I'm gonna
nobody
get my
else.
federally government issued identification and go somewhere else so I can get away from the
The people,
government who
so these
issued
folks really
the
don't
ID.
understand. Even after they give you the passport, they can turn that shit off.
Ain't there an embassy everywhere everywhere you go?
Yeah, they can for real revoke your passport. So what y'all talking about?
But this is foolishness. Oh, I'm going to take my money that was issued by the American federal government, and I'm going to take my money and go overseas, and that money is going to give me all of this great benefit over there. The same
Oh, okay.
money that's issued by the
Better
government
hope it
is just
make
going
it
to
over
run
there.
away. Yeah, I'm right. Can't they shut that off? And
Yeah, yeah.
the world's economy is powered by what? The United States government's
Better
economy.
hope your money make it
I
over there
mean,
with you. Quit playing.
what are we talking again? My question remains: what the hell are we talking about? Like again, they don't understand how things work. And I'm going to be a passport bro because I heard it on TV.
These folks, they don't even understand what that is. First of all, black men, that ain't no shit y'all invented. No way. White men been doing that shit. Y'all never heard of mail order brides? The hell you think they came from?
Hell,
Like,
they never heard of the immigration that led to the development of this country. Those were the first passport bros. Hell, the
bros. I don't know
Romans
what
did
the
it.
hell
I
y'all
mean,
talking about.
what?
Cause real passport bros don't tell you shit. They just be gone, and you be out somewhere, and you be done seen it. You be like, damn man, I ain't seen you in 4 or 5 years. What you been up to? Oh yeah, I was living over so and so and so and so. Them real,
Well, before I
that's a
continue,
passport, bro. Not no punk ass 25-year-old motherfucker been working somewhere for 10 minutes. When once they got out of college and took their money out their damn 401k and spent 3 weeks in the Dominican, you was not a passport, bro.
before I continue, please let everybody know who you are and where to find you. Because you
I
do
am
have a
Almond
channel
Eyes,
now.
and you can find me here on YouTube at Almond Eyes 78. You can also find me at Lady Leo Speaks here on YouTube as well.
What about your Instagram? Don't you got an Instagram too?
I do. I have I actually have Almond Eyes 0878 on Instagram as well as Lady Leo Speaks on Instagram.
There you go. Let the people know where to find you. That's what's up.
Come on
But
over and see and check out what's going on. But yeah, we can't. That's not passport broing.
but
Mm-mm.
again, we're only talking about at best, at the best case scenario, 5% of the men who maybe 10, best case scenario, who can do this. What about the
Yeah,
other 90%?
exactly. But you got 70% of that 90% out here doing all this talking. Sit down.
Well,
Just
what I'm
stop.
finding is a lot of these young boys,
Yeah,
right
they need
around
to hush.
30, they under 35, they got a little bit of adulthood, and but they haven't done shit. They ain't been nowhere. They ain't traveled nowhere.
Mm-mm.
They ain't even been to another state.
Right,
Most of
but
them.
you about to be a passport, bro. Did
They
did I miss something? Didn't the lead attorney say that the first rule, if you consider being a passport, bro, is you need to learn the language?
learn the language and then the culture. because he gave
I
the
really thought that's
example.
what that man said because he was like, "How the
He
hell you
gave the
going over here trying to
example.
meet somebody and you can't even communicate with them?"
The lead gave the example that Mexico is different from Venezuela, and both of those are different from the Dominican. Those,
Thank
even though they speak the same language, they're culturally different. At
thank
least
you.
he said, know the language.
Bare
Again,
minimum
I'm talking to dudes who can't form complete sentences in English
in
that they've been
English,
speaking all
so
their
we
life.
know you ain't handling nothing in another language. Yeah, we're not gonna do this.
And you get your little feathers in a bunch because I'm cutting you off. What the hell you think they're gonna do overseas when you start talking that shit?
First of all, they're gonna see you coming 5 miles away.
They ain't gonna know what the hell you talking about. You ain't got no subject to your sentence. Then we see a video of that recently on TikTok or something. The dude was trying to pick up the chick somewhere overseas, some Spanish chick, and he was just looking like a clown. Like he really didn't.
See, first of all, because from what they say happening now is the local men is beating their ass off rip. So you got to make sure you ain't getting your ass whooped. Then you can try to meet somebody. Like the
My
men,
cousin,
they say the men is sick of that shit. Like they're gonna quit coming over here with all that, foolishness and nonsense and getting all up on their women. They say these dudes is straight getting their ass laid out.
they resent us here when they come here. They resent us. What the hell you think is gonna
You over there on
happen
their lane.
when you
You
go
know they
on
ain't
their
feeling it.
land?
You know they
Again,
not feeling it.
if you've ever been around any foreigners, you would know this. Again, this goes back to understanding your environment. You don't know what you're talking about. They don't know. They just
It's
so.
pitiful. But my thing is, if you socially awkward here, you think that's just gonna in your 4 or 5 hour plane ride that's just gonna melt away? How that work?
Fuck if I know. The hell if I know. I don't get it. Don't get
Like,
it.
and I'm talking about men or women. I just be confused.
Yeah.
How this
They
this
don't.
this being in the sky just gonna erase the fact you don't know what the hell you got? What you okay? Okay.
They don't even understand how their own cities work. I mean, you don't
You
understand the
understand a whole nother
basic.
country.
But right in a whole other culture. What? What are we talking about here? But V is crazy because I'm cutting your ass off because you look again. You look stupid. You look so stupid with these conversations. Don't I mean
As soon as you
again?
try to bring some of this to the forefront and actually have a conversation, then you got to be a hater and you don't understand and this is the problem and all of this and all. No, I have questions, and I might have to go live on this myself. But I have questions for these so-called passport bros. Like, if for real established, saying seasoned, I'm saying elder black men having problems over there. How your young ain't been nowhere, don't know nothing, ass just go come back with you. And if you do bring a chick back over here, she ain't straight. So what was the point? Cause soon as you bring her ass back over here and you get them, she get them papers, get that damn green card. All she gotta
Uh,
do is just hang around for 2 or 3 years and then cash your goofy ass out. So you back in the same situation where you could have just stayed over here in America to start with. Like,
they're
don't
not doing
y'all?
it.
So ain't nobody watching 90 Day Fiance? Ain't I can't be the only one watching that shit. Long as it's been on.
They're not
Prime
doing.
examples. Prime and these white folk. These be white people going through this shit. Like, what you broke ass niggas think y'all going through? They be old. This bitch 60 something years old, retirement age. Like, literally getting her damn. She taking out RMDs and shit, and she over here going through some problems with a motherfucker in India. And you trying to tell me your 22-year-old ass gonna go over here and vet a woman and bring her back? Bullshit. You can't even afford to sponsor her ass. It's not happening. It,
if you
it
can't
ain't
have a
happening.
conver, if you can't have a conversation with me without losing your shit, what the hell you gonna do when you run across a woman? They gonna scrutinize you more than what the hell I'm doing. All
It's
I'm
gonna be
asking you
who
is,
screaming and hollering. So it's gonna be two bitches screaming and hollering. That's all.
you're a jackass, and you won't let me talk, and I'm in my fuck. Shut the fuck up.
It's
Again,
gonna be
there's too
two
many.
bitches screaming.
Again, there's so many of these bitch ass niggas who ain't never been around no men, allowed to get in these conversations.
Cause that's what these young ass dudes do now. They just get
And
in there yelling and
that's what I'm
screaming and
talking
shit.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
I'd be confused.
You're a jackass, and you ain't gonna do shit. You're just a telephone tough guy. You're just an internet gangster. You ain't. Then I had this conversation with what was his name? What was that dude name?
Ooh, Ivan,
Well, Ivy. Yeah, I shout out to Ivy. Where the hell he at?
child,
Ain't
you
seen
ran him off.
again. You could just tell you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't have you even been across the street? You just got off the porch. As you pointed out, they might have graduated college. We know that's a low probability. And they ain't never been to they ain't even been cross town. They don't know what's going
You know
on.
how many dudes ain't that's in Charlotte ain't never been to Atlanta.
They ain't been to Concord.
I'm like, the hell?
They ain't been to Gastonia.
Man, these
Hell,
niggas ain't been to Raleigh. I'm like, wait, no, I can't. I be confused. Like
explore your area before you
you
start
you
trying to.
nigga, you can't get from North Carolina to Texas, but you want me to believe you going from North Carolina to the Dominican Republic? Kiss my ass on that one. Nope. Nah, bruh. You ain't doing all that.
But I love how people get mad at me because their arguments, again, I'm not going to sit there and let you just ramble off incoherent thoughts, string a whole bunch of catchphrases together, and I'm supposed to understand. What are you talking about? Why is that hard? And I'm going to
Yeah,
avoid. They
I
used to
mean,
do
hell,
this with Kevin.
even Alexa got a point. Like, no, come on,
If you go to a, they've never been in debate class. In debate, you got to stick to the topic. The moderator will cut you off.
way off
Stick to
and
the
disqualify
topic.
you if you keep doing it.
Answer the question. The question is, what are you talking about? What is your subject? You can't just throw Scrabble words out. You don't get points for those here. You got to understand how the game is played. And then you wonder why legislation don't work for you? Because you're going into a political environment and you're not understanding the rules there. That's why they think it doesn't work. This is why women are kicking your ass. And then you want to blame the liberal Dems. How do you think they came into power? How? Let's go back to see what they did for women to take over the black church and to take over the Democratic Party. How did they do it? Led with legislation. They took advantage of it. I don't care if you agree or not. You don't have any other explanation. Hello?
Okay,
Oh, okay. Make sure I didn't cut you off. And who is this person that left a comment?
what comment? Let me see.
I wasn't. I was
Yeah, I don't know
never
what that
here.
shit's about.
Yeah, I don't. I don't get it. I don't even know who that is. Okay, cool.
Got
Thank you
time
for
for
coming.
goofiness.
But it's what I mean. Why is it so hard for me to ask you? Please stay on topic. Tell me what the topic is and stay on it. I'm not gonna let you ramble off for 5 minutes in these long ass soliloquies and these long ass monologues of nothing. I can watch Fox News for that. I can watch MSNBC for that. I could watch Michael Dyson do it. He throws out every Scrabble word he knows, and you at the end of him talking, you're like, what?
Right.
What did he just say? Sounded articulate. It sounded intelligent. He said communism 10 times. What
Wow.
are you talking about? The best speakers throughout history, they always spoke in common layman language. Martin Luther King was a great orator. He didn't use complicated words. Malcolm X, one of the most prolific speakers we ever seen, never used language that the average man didn't understand. None of those great speakers. But in today's world, the Umars and the Hafizes, and they can say a whole bunch of shit and arguing with people who are never going to come. They're never going to. relent, and they have more power than you. You can't win. You can't win. They don't give a shit what you're saying. I tried to tell Jay that shit when he went on them girls' channel and they kicked his ass off that night.
Oh
They
Lord, have
don't
mercy.
care. You're trying to argue with somebody who don't give a fuck what you got to say.
Yeah, that's a losing proposition right there.
Why? Instead of talking to a group of men who can make a difference, coming into agreement with them and making some changes that these women will have to respect
That problem was
eventually.
talking to me, and so I don't know why y'all think talking to women was gonna go better.
I don't know that either. Especially talking to a group of women who really don't give a fuck about you.
Especially some old masculine ass women.
It ain't. Well, the liberal ones are worse because they're intelligent and they're articulate. It's the praying mantis. And they'll disagreeing with you in their head the whole time. That's worse. At least the masculine ones I know up front who they are. But it's the ones that's behind the scenes pretending to be cooperative. Those are your liberal right women. We saw that. Well, who was on that panel? Pearlie was on that panel with them. And that panel was an utter mess. She was on there with all of them feminists and the handicapped girl who kept bringing up the fact that she was handicapped. Like, bitch, we see the wheelchair. We get it.
Exactly. Shut the hell up. And the
We get it,
man that
baby.
was in there trying to convince us he was a damn woman, that bullshit.
Right. And they could never stay on topic. They were all over the place. Pearlie kept trying to bring it back. I thought we were talking about men versus women. Why do you keep bringing up handicap? Like, why do you keep interjecting that into the conversation? We're not talking about that. We're talking about women. And then they go, oh, well, women have all these barriers and obstacles.
No,
Okay, name one. Name one. She asked him, oh, well, why are you attacking me? And you're this. And then they one even try to deflect with her. Well, you're pretty. And that's why you can say, Pearly things like,
first
I'm
I know
pretty.
she not, but
She's
she
like,
was looking better
like
than
she was
y'all.
surprised. She was surprised. Like, I'm pretty. That's thank you, but really, that's what you think
The
about
fuck
me?
y'all talking about? Right.
That's your argument. I'm pretty. Like I'm the most plain, basic, regular ass white girl from the Midwest you can
So I
find.
would have fucked up the whole conversation because I was like, I'm a legitimate woman. I got a whole working ass womb, and y'all motherfuckers in here with nut sacks talking about some damn the plight of women. Get the fuck out my face. I'd have been like, so yeah, you right. All this fucking testosterone sitting up in here. Oh, this is bullshit. Yeah, see, that shit would have been 10 minutes long.
But then in the name of respect, we're gonna let them talk, even though what they're
Ain't no name of
saying
respect. I'd have shut
makes
that shit down.
no
I'd be like, yeah,
sense.
let me. Every time that motherfucker would have said so, I'd be like, let me speak for the women because you don't know nothing about this shit. Let me speak for the women because you got that wig on. Don't mean you know what we going through. Yeah,
And the guy
I'd have shut
brings
that shit
the
all
guy
the way
brings that
down.
up today. Well, we can't even agree on what a woman is. I said, no, we
Yes, the
can.
fuck we can. Yes,
They
we can.
can't. They
I can tell you
can't.
exactly what a woman is.
A woman has no Y chromosome. Moving
Thank
on.
you.
What's the next? What's the next
Hey, y'all talking
conversation?
about
What are we talking about? Like again, stop talking using their language. If you use their language, you're going to lose because their language doesn't make any sense.
someone looking
We know what a
crazy?
woman is, and we can define it very clearly.
Yeah,
They're the
I'm clear
ones
about
that
what's
don't want to
going on.
define it. They're the ones that don't want to define it.
Then y'all gonna get
Yeah.
these goofy ass bras. They get on here and co-sign this shit. Bitch, you a woman. How you don't know what a woman is? Talk to me. I need to understand. You a whole woman. You don't know what you are? That's what you trying to tell me? Oh, okay.
Well, they want to stay consistent with the narrative because, see, women, even when they have disagreements, they don't really break code, not publicly. So they want to maintain that code when they're amongst other people. Even when they know the code is wrong, they'll still maintain it. This is why men
Shit, they be
lose.
mad at me because I'm not co-signing on no hyena
Yeah,
shit.
you
Mm-mm.
ain't supposed to break the code now. You
Oh
ain't supposed to do
well,
that.
that
No,
shit
no.
shattered. Come over here talking crazy to me. Mm-mm.
That's why this argument persists. Oh, we can't define a woman. And I feel like a woman. How do you know something feels like that you've never been?
That's what I'm saying. You don't feel like you don't. Being a woman ain't a feeling. Been a woman
It's
a long time.
you
That shit
think
ain't no
you know
feeling.
what a woman is, and you think you know what it is to be a woman. That's your business. That don't make it true.
Thank you.
But we always want a opinion and feeling and I was born this way. No, you were born a fucking man.
Thank you.
That's the way
You
you
done
were
got
born.
conditioned and fucked up and brainwashed into this shit. No.
And in today's world, no, it's not today's world. We've always had that. There was always men who wanted to be women. Go back in history. And eventually they get killed off and they get phased out and the cycle starts again.
Because it's some
That's
goofy
it.
shit.
We had that in Rome, we had that in Egypt, we had that in Persia, we had that in Babylon, we had that in fucking biblical times. Where the little girly boys were there too. They've always been amongst us. They eventually die out and go back into hiding, and society moves on and they rear their heads again later. It always happens. So today's world is no different from yesteryears. The only thing that's changed, just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, what changed there is they made laws. So they were protected by laws in Sodom. They got protected back then by laws. And then Sodom got destroyed. And then the other societies wouldn't make the shit legal. And now here we are. They're resurfacing and the laws are coming back into effect because, again, they got control of the environment. It always starts with the environment and then the culture changes. They were so bold in Sodom that Lot, they were able to knock on Lot's door and ask the men to come outside. Lot was a wealthy man. He wasn't a regular dude. He was a wealthy man. Could you imagine going down to Ballantyne and just knocking on somebody's door, telling, yeah, let the men come out?
Shit, nah, try that.
That's
See?
how bold they were.
Oh shit, wait, that's the door. Oh.
Yeah, we just taking a little intermission right now. I think she had a food delivery. So we're gonna wait for Harmonize to come back and we'll continue this impromptu discussion. And we're talking about a variety of topics tonight. We're talking about the passport bros. We're talking about feminism. We're talking about the Rainbow Coalition, and we're just kind of freestyling with it. So stay with us. Again, this is the People's Podcast. I am V-Ben Israel, the People's Champ. I am the Heisenberg of this ish. We gonna cook a little bit. Gonna wait for Harmonize to get back. I think she got her food coming.
I'm back.
Oh, you back? Okay.
This goofy shit folks in here going through. I don't be understanding.
These passport bros are funny, like I said. Uh, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I was telling somebody about the girls' trips. Girls' trips is a new thing.
You mean the
And
underground hoe, the undercover hoe expeditions? That
yes,
shit.
that's
Oh,
not the
okay.
same thing as what Terry McMillan was talking about in the 90s. What she was talking about in the 90s was grown ass women who had already lived their lives, who had some success going on vacation.
You like that Stella got a groove back shit.
Yeah, that was Stella getting
Yeah,
her
that was
roots
that whole trip was her and her friend that she hadn't seen in years
in
going somewhere.
years.
That's what that was
Um,
about. She just happened to meet the man. They wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna go over here and see what we can get into. That ain't what that was.
Stella was successful. Stella had money. She was older. She had a career. She was established. It wasn't meant for little 20-year-old
And
girls.
she was divorced, so that means she had already been married. She knew what that
Right.
was.
She wasn't a little 20-year-old girl going to Jamaica to get fucked. That's not what Stella was doing.
Right.
So people want to make that argument. Oh, the women have been doing this since the 90s. And wrong, wrong. Those were grown ass women who had lived life. Their husbands had died. They got divorced. They still felt a little sexy. They wanted to hook up with their friends, have a good time. They weren't going over there looking to get dick. That was not Whoopi wasn't getting no dick. That
Yeah,
wasn't why she was
yeah,
going
she
over
didn't get
there.
no dick on that trip. Mm-mm.
That wasn't why
And
she went
hell, if
over
you
there.
go back and watch the movie, hell, for the first good, damn near the first half of the movie, hell, Angela wasn't doing nothing either. She was damn jogging and reading and shit. She wasn't
Right.
going nowhere
Right.
trying to be seen. She was in that damn bungalow, kicking it.
But the key thing about her is she lived life and she was established. So I can't think of the movie where it was men doing the same thing. Um, I'm trying to think. Doesn't come to me right now because I don't think of a male equivalent of how Stella got a groove back. I don't think of that. I can't think of a male equivalent of that. But grown men in this country have always traveled overseas. Eddie Murphy was talking about it in the 80s, right? Hello? Oh, okay. Eddie Murphy had a joke about it on Raw, going to get him
Right over
fufu
there with
and
Dexter. Yep.
Dexter and all. Remember, like Eddie Murphy again. So
Yeah, that
wealthy
was in the
men,
80s. He been telling y'all what these bitches was doing.
wealthy men always had access to this, and that's what Kevin and the original Passport brothers were talking about. Get your shit together, and you then have options. It's not made for you little 30-year-olds who ain't never did shit
Well, hell,
because you
Kevin, the
can't
first shit he said was, "You shouldn't even be thinking about no relationships till you at least 35." But these
35.
niggas, they don't pay that part no attention.
Yeah, no, they want to pick and choose what part of Kevin's philosophy they want to adopt. They want to pick and choose, just like the Henrys think they're high value men. No, you're a high earner, not rich yet, but you're not a high value man. You're too young. You're not
All
high
these
value
motherfuckers
until
high earning thing that doesn't make you high value.
that's what Kevin said. You're not going to be considered high value until you're around 40, 45 at the earliest.
Even with that, if you ain't handling the rest of your shit, then you still ain't gonna you gonna be high earning and that's it.
You're just still going to be harder. You got to have a network. He gave 5 criteria, right? You got to
There's a
you got
lot
to
of
have a
criteria for
network.
that shit.
You got
And
to
if
be
you fuck up, they
considered
put your ass out.
valuable to the group. You got to have
hmm
a network of other high value men, and they have to come to you
You got to
for
be able to put
advice.
them on. Right.
So all of these people just disregarded what the man said night and night after, and want to pick and choose. First of all, they lying about their incomes. I've been saying that for years, especially New Yorkers. Everybody from New York always claim to make $100,000 a year. We know that's bullshit. You can go right on Google and prove that shit wrong. Even before you adjust for cost of living and inflation, even after before you adjust for those things, they ain't making $100,000. All you gotta do is go to Google. What is the average? What is the median income for New York City? Matter of fact, let's do it. It's been a while since I've done it. Hold on. Let's ask Google. What is the median income for New York City? See what Google says. $34,386.
How much?
$34,386. That was as of 2020, pre-pandemic, basically. So where all of these people from New York that make $100,000?
Right.
Where are they? The median is 34. Hell, the median in Charlotte is higher than that.
Right.
What are we talking about? What household? New York City household. I'm reading the fine print. 67,000 for a household. That makes
Right.
sense because a household here in Charlotte is 44. What are we talking about? Again, people lie about their incomes. Like we don't have data now. Like we don't have the facts. But everybody thinks, and Obsidian talks about this a lot, and Theo Radcliffe is going to make all of these guys $100,000 a year. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's some
Even if
bullshit.
even if you
You
make
gonna
a
do all of
hundred,
that, but y'all couldn't. You can't get your meet up shit together.
even if you got 100 men to make that kind of money, you ain't moving the needle. It ain't even a drop in the bucket. You would be better off focused on the average man and getting him to make $5,000 or $10,000 more a year. That's where you need to start. Stop trying to focus on these high earning men that don't exist. We know it's only like 5% of black men who make over $100,000 a year. 5%. You're not going to make that number 10%. Even if you did, even if some kind of way you figured it out, how to double that number, you ain't moved the needle. You ain't did shit. And then we got people out here telling them dudes to go overseas. So guess what? They ain't building families.
Not at all.
So
Yeah,
their incomes.
that's my biggest thing with the so called passport bro shit and marry you a woman from somewhere else. You are you're helping eradicate the black community. Because I'm sorry, if you didn't marinate in a black, if your mama ain't black, you ain't black. Fuck that. Okay? And you're not gonna have the black experience. Cause your goofy ass daddy is gonna wash all of that shit off of him, so he damn sure ain't gonna let you be nowhere near it. So you just out here confused as fuck, and you ain't black. Cause
Well,
I
that's
ain't
why I've
met
been.
one yet that went to the suburbs and took, you know what I'm saying, his black ways with him.
I been saying that for years. That which basically what you just said. First of all, there is no black community no more. Nobody can tell you where it's at in any city. Go to any city
Don't.
where the black community at. They can't tell you. We know where Chinatown at. We know where Little Havana's at. We know where Little Cuba's at. But they can't tell you where Blacktown is at.
Nope.
You bet you got a couple of neighborhoods where black people are scattered at best.
Right.
Even in the suburbs, you might have one black family surrounded by 4 or 5 white families. And then,
Right.
as you just
Hell,
pointed
that still
out,
ain't even a black. That still ain't even a black neighborhood.
they not even operating like black people. They might
Exactly.
have
That's
that
my point.
cookout. They might have that cookout once a year to to touch bases with their black folk. But the other 364 days, they are blending in with the white folks.
Exactly. So that's you are not passing on black culture.
What are we talking about? And you see it
That's
every
my
day.
bullshit.
And then they want to come back to the hood, those niggas, those ninjas, and pretend that they're still black. Cause I got a cousin who live in Hidden Valley, or I got a cousin who live on the west side. Where you live at? Oh, Steel Creek. Really?
Yeah.
Where you live at? Fort Mill. Really? Remember the girl? Oh, I can't find a black man. Where do you live at, sweetie? Fort Mill. Well,
Wonder
ain't
why.
that's where the white men are. You ain't gonna
Exactly.
find black men there. And well, no, it's colorism, and they don't like dark skinned women. Really? Uh, First of all, you ain't around enough black people to make that assumption. She was from Iowa, left her husband, had been married to that man for 11 years, right? I asked her, well, was it domestic violence? No, no, no. He never touched me. Was he not working? No, he had a great job. He worked for some government contractor. Good job. Was he cheating on you? Nah, he never cheated on me. Okay, well, what the fuck is the
So
problem?
what the fuck's the problem?
He was too bitchy, she said.
No,
I
you was
said,
too masculine. You was too masculine. He wasn't bitchy. You was masculine. Was the problem?
well, no, here's what her problem was. She wanted to go to the bar every night and dance and shake her ass, and I'm sure her husband had a problem with
He
that.
had no time for that. Nope.
This man who works a government contractor. No, he didn't want his wife shaking her ass 5 nights a week. And you divorced him, took his kids from him, and moved halfway across the country. And then you get up around these white folks and you want to complain about colorism. I said, you can't make this shit up.
That doesn't make any sense.
None at all. I told you about her. That was the one last year or whenever it was. Might have been more than that now. The one that was at the bar
Because
and they
she couldn't
kept
believe you saying the dude
the
was trying
dude
to
asked her
screw.
to
I
go
was
back
like,
to
what else
right.
you
Yeah,
think was
remember
going on?
that? The dude wanted to come back to. I invited her back to the house for a nightcap after she had been flirting with him all night and shaking ass. And he probably had seen her in that bar multiple nights, so he knows she's single. So he shot his shot. Ain't gonna get
Right.
mad and well, V, why did he say that to me? Because he wanted to fuck you. Well, why
Mm-hmm.
would he think that? What do you
Hell,
think
I
you're
told her that.
advertising? You're a 40-something-year-old woman. Oh, you're way past the wall. She was hell. She about 50 now. Still had a little body. Still was nice looking though. But you're shaking. You're advertising this thing, and you're mad that the man responded to what you're advertising. Make it make sense.
Okay.
And every woman I've told that story did the same thing you did. He wanted to fuck. They all come to that conclusion before I even finish the sentence. Why did you call me and ask me what's wrong? What's wrong? I tell you what's wrong with your marriage, and I can tell you what you're doing wrong now. It's the same stupid mentality. You had a man that most women describe that they want. She legit had a man making 6 figures. Legit. 2 kids. He ain't cheating on you. He's loyal. He's faithful. He ain't beating you. He ain't doing none of that typical stereotypical shit.
Which
And
I
you
swear
dropped
every nigga
him.
do.
You dropped him because he was too bitchy. I said, when did he become too bitchy? Was that year one or was that year 11? Because you were married 11 years. When did he become too bitchy?
But he
Hmm.
told her to sit her ass down.
Exactly. Which to me is reasonable. You're a 45-year-old, 46-year-old woman. You don't need to be shaking your ass in a bar without me 5 nights a week.
Mm-mm.
Because every time I talked her ass here, she was always at this bar in Ballantyne. I said, well, again, black men don't hang out in Ballantyne.
They really don't.
And I say, the men, if you come to a black part of Charlotte, what you're gonna find is you're gonna find younger men hanging out in bars. That's gonna be the below 40 crowd. So that's what you're gonna be exposing yourself to. And how are those men gonna view you? They're gonna see you as attractive, but they're not gonna see you as a relationship. They're gonna see
That's
you as a
dope,
MILF.
actually.
You're a MILF. That's what they're gonna see you as. So you're gonna run into a bunch of 35-year-old men who want to screw you. And what's the problem? The white man you ran into a bar wanted to screw you. You think the black dudes ain't? So you being attractive ain't the problem. It ain't your color, baby.
So
Ain't
right.
the
It's the
color.
behavior.
What you want? What you want
You
to
can't explain this shit to these chicks.
do? What you want to do? But it's my tone. I'm saying it the wrong way. That's the problem. It's your tone, V. You don't speak to people correctly. Well, okay. Even though I made a living doing it for 30 fucking years, speaking to people professionally, some kind of way I forgot all of that shit. Do, do these people who say that shit to me ever think maybe I'm saying it this way on purpose to you?
I don't know.
Maybe I got a reason for saying it the way I'm saying it. Because it's the only way y'all listen. If I say it any other way, you ain't gonna hear it. Because I've been saying it for a long time. And other men have been saying it for a long time. And you don't hear the shit. So when I say it a different way, now y'all hear it. And it's your tone is the problem. Maybe if you say it in a nicer way, you'll get better results. Okay, we've been doing that. That didn't work. Got a whole generation of men, them simp ass baby boomers that tried to do that. Happy wife, happy life. They tried to give y'all what you wanted. It didn't work for them. And now they old ass fuckers looking stupid if they still with their wives, looking miserable as shit because their wives run over them. I mean, everybody knows it. You see them at the cookouts. You see them out in the stores. They try to play like they running shit, but we all know who running their households. Their wives blatantly running over their asses. It ain't even passive. It is blatant. And they looking miserable and looking like simps. And I get to watch she lets me watch my football game, and I'm a man. I wish I could do that voice the way Lee does it. He does it so fucking funny. And I'm a man.
That should be good to me though.
He is cool.
He be like, nigga, you stupid. That's why he be looking like, nigga, you stupid.
Nah, what tripped me out about Lee is when he get an attitude with somebody and his facial expression. All right, now.
He be trying not to cuss their ass out.
He be
Be
like,
good
I'm
to me
trying to be
though.
nice to you. Now his whole facial expression changed because he be so goofy, and then he just all right now.
So he be in the mastermind going, oh,
I let you come on here now. I ain't have to let you come up on here now.
for real, you gonna get up there and they tell him,
He did that shit with Tony the closer. All right, not Tony now. I let you tell your side, but you ain't making no sense. Again, another example of them young boys just rambling off their mouth. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about, Tony. Back it up. Lee was cutting them off. Back it up. We're trying to stay right here. We're trying to figure out what you're talking about. We see the Cuban link, as we kept telling. We see the Cuban link. We know you know your shit.
He said, what does that have to do with the address? That's the part we was trying to figure out. He was like, we talking about $700,000, and you trying to tell me you don't know the address?
No, your lawyer did not give a forwarding address. He said that wasn't the other team, legal team that did that. That was your lawyer. What address did they give? Since you're saying it's the wrong address. Well, I don't know. Well, again, you don't know what you're talking about, but you're just talking. And I'm supposed to let you do it. No, we're going to stay right here. You need to find out what fucking address your attorney gave to the court. They didn't give it to the other.
And the messed up part is if he'd you know what I'm saying, got up off his ego and opened up his damn ears, he had time to fix the shit.
Yep. But you can't tell them nothing because they know everything. That generation of men, they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. We're just old ass Generation Zers. We don't know what we're talking about. And we don't listen to them. No, you goddamn right we don't listen to you because y'all don't know how to fucking communicate. Communication is simple and clear. Yes, no, preferably. When somebody asks you a question.
He up on here on fucking YouTube arguing with a whole attorney and end up losing $700,000 because you can't listen.
No,
this nigga giving you free advice.
I'm still pursuing the case. No, you're not. That case is closed, sir.
You have a new case? Fucked it up, sir. You ain't pursuing shit.
Case? He asked him. What attorney's representing you now? Like,
because it sounded like he said it sounded like you ran out of money. I was like, oh shit.
Exactly. I know how it works. The lawyers be digging in your pockets. I've done it. I get it.
Yeah, I know how that shit works. Right.
If that's how it is. Just come out and tell us that's what it is. And your boy was smarter than you, and that's how he got you for $700,000.
Right.
Mister.
And
I
he
know
come on here
everything.
with the Cuban link and shit trying to
You got the
flex.
Cuban link. You got the Cuban link. You
Especially when we
flossing. You
paying Lil Bank
killing
Big
them.
Blank. I was like, look.
You killing them with the
He was
Cuban
like, I
link.
ain't enough to come on here and tell y'all I got no money. Fuck that. And that nigga know he's sitting on $1 million. Trying to feel like he broke.
You can't make this up. Same thing with these passport bros. They don't want to do the basics. Don't nobody own no house. They don't even own their own cars yet. But yet, I'm gonna go establish myself in another country where I couldn't even establish myself in the country I've been in all my life.
Exactly.
How does that gonna
Please
work?
stop this goofy shit.
And then these girls in overseas ain't dumb. They not naive. They see y'all coming. They used to dealing with men with money, so they know who got money, real money, and who don't, because they're gonna ask you basic questions. How many
Exactly.
houses do you have? Hmm. Yeah. Where do you work? They know this. They got Google.
Where you live in America.
What's your zip code? Your zip code is 28262, and you over here flossing like you balling.
Hell, what
And
the
let me
dude said, he
introduce.
was like, shit, they got internet over there too.
Yes, they
Hell
do.
yeah.
No, I'm gonna go over because the West is the problem. The Western civilization, because they learned that concept. It's the West is the problem. And you voted in 2 elections, and you're an expert, but you
And
don't
I ain't
really.
gonna sit here and say, you know what I'm saying, that it ain't some truth to what they be saying. But I'm like, y'all own your part in the shit too.
Well, there's always some truth in a lie. That's what makes it go further. But the truth of the matter is, they don't own shit. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no experience nowhere.
Mm-mm.
These are things that are totally independent of women. Women ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't even blame your mama because you've been grown since 18. You're 32. What have you been doing for the last 10 years? Not a goddamn thing. Wondering why you ain't been getting no pussy because you can't talk to women. And they're too aggressive. I ain't never ran into these women that are so aggressive that I can't have a fucking conversation with them. Never had that problem. Even the most aggressive woman I've met, I've been able to have conversations and communicate with them. Now it's the liars that I have a problem with. That's a different breed of woman. But just they're too aggressive, and I'm intimidated, and you cutting me off. And what do you think women are gonna do? So you're telling me already you don't even know how to communicate because they're gonna eat your ass up in a conversation. A woman to jump to 50
That
fucking
shit.
topics in 2 sentences. And you can't handle explaining your own topic to a man? What are you talking about? Man, I'm going to maintain and men maintain. Maintain what? What is it they maintain? Please define it. What is culture? You keep telling men they need to change the culture. Okay, I'll give you that argument. What is culture? Well, culture is the morals and values. No, no, no. How do you change it? Define it. Don't describe it. Define it. Water is wet. That's what the Christians used to do. Water is wet and love is this and no, no. I don't want you to describe it. I want you to define it. Because are you saying everything that's wet is water? Is that what you're saying? That would be foolish. So what is water? Water is hydrogen and oxygen. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. That equals water. It exists in 3 states naturally. That is water. How do you make water? By 2 parts hydrogen with 1 part oxygen. That's how you make water. Now I can go out and tell men, well, we need water in this area. How are we going to do it? Well, you gotta find a way to combine hydrogen and oxygen. That's how you're going to make water. Okay, now I got a problem I can solve. You got to change the culture. Okay, what is culture? I don't know, but I don't agree with you. Fuck are you talking about? Is this not an engine? Are we not looking under the hood of a car? Is this not an engine? I don't know what it is, but I don't agree with you. This is an engine. What? I mean, all we gotta do is swap out the words, and that's how you know their arguments are so fucking stupid. Swap the word out, replace it with something else. We ain't talking about culture, we're talking about engines. What is an engine? I don't know, but I don't agree with what your definition is. Are you retarded? I mean, that would be a retarded conversation. I can't define what a woman is. Sure, you can. A woman doesn't have a Y chromosome. No, I don't agree with you. I just feel like I'm a woman. Really? Okay, we're gonna put you in this little padded room now, because that's what we used to do with
Right. So
crazy
what does a
people.
woman feel like?
This thing that you've never been. And I'm not gonna talk to women anymore. And I'm gonna go overseas and talk to those women who speak a different language, and they have their own group of men who are protecting them, and they're gonna let me talk to their women.
Okay.
Right. And we all should do it. But we're not gonna cooperate with other men to change what we can change. We're not gonna do that. Because that's stupid, because Obama couldn't do it. What?
You didn't try.
This is the dumbass arguments. The fuck does Obama got to do with anything? Obama ain't
Mm-hmm.
even black. So why
Thank
would he
you.
try to save black men?
Right.
What are we talking about? It got nothing to do. That's why I was like, how many elections did you vote in? Maybe two. Okay. So you're 32. What? 10 years ago, you were 22. So you've been voting for about 15 years, 14 years. How many presidential elections have we had in that time period? Um, Trump, Obama twice. So we go back 10 years, we would be
That's it.
2003, right? 10 years is 2003. No, 2013. 4 years
Yeah.
from that would be 2009. So you didn't even vote for Obama the first time. You only
Right.
voted for
That's yeah.
Obama
That's
the
it.
second time, and you
And then
voted for
Trump,
Trump.
and that's it. So yeah,
And
you
that's
need to
your
hush.
experience on the political process in this country. Right.
You need to hush.
What you want to tell me about back in the day? Even if you didn't live that time, you still can study this information. It's available to you. But no, I have an opinion. No, you have conjecture, sir. That's what you have. If you go to court with conjecture, the judge is going to talk over your ass and throw you out of his courtroom.
Yeah, that's kind of how
You
they
would
go.
you would know that if you haven't been in a courtroom. So what I'm saying to you wouldn't be so harsh because they're going to be a lot harsher. Judge is going to look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? You in here trying to discuss laws? You don't know basics? At least form a complete sentence? Can't do that. I'm going to maintain. They maintain what, sir? No, women advance. Okay, they advance what, sir? And you're a jackass because you're over talking me. I just want to know what you're talking about. And I'm not going to listen to you ramble for 20 minutes. Back it up and just say one word what you're talking about.
Break that shit out in court. You be in contempt.
Just one word. All you had to do is say society. He tried to a nest. Women advance the nests. Where is this nest located, sir? I'm not gonna let you tell me to make me say a word I don't want to say. That's what the dude said. You can't tell me where this nest is that you're talking about. Where? You can't say what or where now. How did this nest come to be? How? How did they put it there? You think it was accidental? No. Somebody had to civilize the environment to make a nest. Somebody is not an accident. Women weren't involved in it. It was a bunch of men building houses. Because while they were building the houses, what were the women doing? If this is what your theory is, oh, women were there since the beginning. What were they doing while the men were building these houses? Were they just standing around looking at them? Were the women sleeping in tents like the Indians? They weren't there. There are no pictures of little white women coming out of tents. Never seen it. I know white women like to go camping today, but that's not what they were doing 300 years ago. What are we talking about? Stop. And they paint themselves in the corner. We watch Kevin Samuels do it every night. You painted yourself in the corner. Now we're gonna stay right here. And they would always get angry at him. Your tone and you hate women. You're a misogynist, and because you can't answer a basic question that you painted yourself into the corner with. That's my fault. And your tone, maybe if you said it a different way. You mean the tone that you heard in your head that you applied to my words that I wrote down? That tone, that's your tone. That's not my tone. My tone in my head is I was being very helpful. Here's how you do. You failed the test, no problem. Go back, study the questions that you got wrong, focus on those, and go back and take it again. Do the work. That was my tone. But some kind of way they heard it, and you said it wrong, and you should have said it better. Well, who is this person that I should be emulating? Who is that person who has the correct tone? I'll wait. Maybe Sean Connery. Maybe I should talk like Sean Connery. Well, wait a minute. What? Sean Connery was talking about smacking bitches not too long ago, wasn't he?
Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, maybe I should talk like the president, Donald Trump. I should grab pussies out here. And wait a minute, no, they want me to do that. Oh, I should talk like Dr. Umar Johnson, and I'm gonna call transvestites beautiful, and I'm gonna steal your money for the next 10 years.
Jesus, child! I said he was pissed off about that right there. He was not feeling that shit.
Maybe I should be Hafiz, and I'm gonna talk all huffy and puffy and say a bunch of Scrabble words and make it seem like I'm articulating and I'm passionate. Until he ran across Coach, and Coach put his ass in the Cobra Clutch, and he couldn't say shit. And I don't want to talk to Coach no more. I want to debate the white girl because I'm a man. Mm-hmm.
Coach was like, fuck that. Look
maybe I should talk like him. Oh, no. Maybe I should talk like Derek Jackson and tell women all of the smooth shit that they want to hear and
get that
and
paper.
All of that. And then take their money and then have my wife out here in the street looking stupid. Because I wanted to be with the $3 stripper on Taco Tuesday at the club and shit. That's what I'm gonna do. Nigga, all of that money you got, you couldn't even get you. Like, they always cheat on their wives with the most ratchet bitches. They don't never get no quality chick that can keep shit quiet and, you know, where you see
that shit requires a certain level of decorum and a certain level of it's a process to that. And these bullshit niggas, they don't understand that life. But see, that goes back to what Kevin was talking about as far as high value men.
When you see the chick and you go, damn, I can't even blame him. Like, you cheat on your wife and your wife go, damn, I ain't even mad at you. Like,
exactly.
You ain't getting them chicks.
You going not at all. No,
you going out of Club Nicky's. You going out of Club Nicky's here in Charlotte.
Because they feel like they can. You're saying they feel like they can control them chicks, but them the chicks that bring their ass down every time.
And you get you went on $2 margarita night, snatched up Keisha from the club, from Club Nicky's, got her
Pissed
pregnant.
her
You're fucking
off,
her
and now she
raw.
done told everything.
You're fucking her raw. You done pissed her off because you ain't what she thought you was. So now she really don't give a fuck. That's the chicks. That's the niggas. That's the dudes who got the right tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that?
Shit. Apparently, apparently, I did not know. Apparently, I didn't know. They don't even get like average chicks. They get below average chicks. I'm sorry. These strippers ain't all what they. These ain't this ain't Miami.
Yeah, no.
This ain't Vegas.
And hell, even
Now,
them, even them strippers know how to shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying, you get a different quality stripper in
That's
Miami
what I'm
and
saying.
Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. Vegas strippers, Miami strippers, LA strippers, you know what I'm saying? Dallas strippers,
But
them bitches know how to be quiet if you pay.
but then you got a
But
different
you over
level
here
of chick.
fucking with them Norfolk, Virginia strippers, and you confused about why everybody know your business.
And then you at the club front like you balling. You done dropped $50,000 on the girl over a month trying to court her, trying to get in the draws or whatever, get in her draws.
Meanwhile, you ain't paid your damn rent.
You about to be evicted. Your wife credit cards is bouncing.
Right.
You could have took half of that money
Damn
and
repo man looking for y'all and shit.
put
This
a put a
this
put
problems.
got with an average chick that could shut the fuck up, who would love to have somebody put $25,000 in her house and never had no problems out of her.
Right.
Like, I make it make sense.
See, I have them type of chicks be having other shit going on. They be like, I don't want you messing, you know what I'm saying, other stuff I
I
got
don't
going
want you
on.
fucking my shit up.
Right.
They be wanting simple shit like, hey, throw me $100 to get my hair done. Little bullshit like that. They don't want much. They
Exactly.
don't want
Make and then
much.
hell you feel make you feel like you doing something. They tapping into your ego.
You know what I
You
mean?
probably be putting that shit in the damn cookie jar with the Oreos and shit, but you feeling like you done something.
And that girl who want $100 for her hair, she be pretty in these strippers anyway. And the
That's what
stripper
I'm
is done
saying.
up. Then she got a little fat ass. Okay. Every black woman got an ass. Moving on. What else she got? Moving on. I'm like,
These
why y'all?
goofy ass
I
dudes,
don't
cause
understand men.
they ain't never had no woman, be thinking they be doing some shit.
Uh-huh. I don't
I
understand
be sitting
men's
back looking like, oh, okay.
fixation on asses. I don't get it. The best sex I had in my life, the chick didn't have a fat ass. In fact, all of the chicks I've ever been with who had fat asses, their sex was below average. So what is the point? Like, why are y'all so fixated with this? That shit may be cute in college, maybe high school, but you're 35 years old. You're still fixated,
Worrying
like
about
you
that
said.
shit. Oh, okay.
Like you said, they ain't never been with a woman, so it's all new to them. I'm like, I just don't get it.
They don't get it neither. They
Yeah,
be feel like that's what
and
they supposed to be doing. And you damn nigga, you ain't
I
even got
talk,
enough dick to see the shit if you hit it from the back anyway.
and
Like
I be right,
niggas be on
right.
the bullshit. I be
And I
confused.
be talking to these dudes like, what are you doing, bro? What
Huh?
are you doing? I be talking to these dudes like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, please tell me the end goal.
They don't get
And
it.
you
Be the
think
problem.
and you think her ass is gonna be fat like that forever? Really? That's what you think. And that's the only quality you need. Okay, I'll give you the fat ass. What else? What else is going with that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
What is
niggas, you done got, you know what I'm saying? She got a fat ass and this bitch
damn.
from the jump done shows you she ain't about nothing. Your goofy ass knock her up. Then you up in here, you know what I'm saying, in court talking about the damn child support. and now you
I
boohooing
mean,
and
before
shit.
we even
Nah,
get
she
that
got a fat
far,
ass. Remember?
before we even get that far, like, what's next? If you in a restaurant, ain't nobody seeing her fat ass. She's sitting down. What's next? She in the car. Ain't nobody seeing ass or body. What's next? Like, where are we going with this? Why is that your number one in end all? It ain't even just the number one. It's your end all be all. What did your boy say that time a couple of years ago? Brainiac Beyonce.
Yeah.
He ain't found it yet, has he?
Oh, hell no. And what he doing? He getting played by bitches, married bitches. They fucking tricking on his ass for damn dinners because they don't feel like cooking. But they got a whole husband. His goofy ass
Oh,
is feeding them
he
and they
taking
fucking
doggy
kids
plates.
because he got a
He
fat
taking doggy
ass.
plates
Okay.
home to the husband.
Yeah.
He take
Stupid
yeah,
ass.
goofy
Yeah.
shit.
I was like, I don't want to hear no more of this shit. This your fault, nigga. I don't hear
But
no more
man
of
is
this shit. He
wrong.
always, you know what I'm saying, trying to do all this damn salacious sexual talk. So that let me know right there the dick ain't no good. I done lost interest. Yeah, nigga, you can't do nothing with this. Your
I tell
ass to
him
be
that all the
showing
time. Stop
your
talking
ass to
so
be
much.
showing up this motherfucker from damn DC every 3 days and shit. Nah, I'm good.
You know what we
You
talking
ain't
about?
ready
Why
for
we
this.
talking so much? I say that all the time. Why we talking so much? I've never had to talk that much to women. And I very rarely have a sexual conversation with a woman. Like
Man,
that.
you need to talk to him because he be straight getting played.
Women hear that bullshit over and over and over. So by the time you get to the fifth guy, you're numb. Oh, okay, you gonna hit it from the back. Okay, all right. Let me guess. You gonna make me know. Okay, and you got the biggest magic dick. Okay, yeah, I've heard that. Women get tired. It's like, what's your name? What's your sign? You get tired of hearing these lines, these pickup artist phrases. Like, why are you saying? I hate when people say goofy shit to me. What you here for? Fuck you, mean what I'm here for? Why are you here? Like, do we need to state the obvious?
Some of these motherfuckers you have to.
That's like if you're in a grocery store and somebody walk up to you. Well, what brings you here? Groceries. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
it's obvious, right? Like, oh, I was bored and I stopped my car and I figured I'd just walk around and look at the vegetables. That's why you think I'm
Right.
here? No. I mean, listen, can we move past that dumb shit? Or the dudes who don't want to contribute to women. Let me say it again for all of the slow people in the back. Pussy costs money.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'm
Pussy
gonna say
costs
it to
and
the.
silence costs more. Fuck that.
I'm gonna,
Look, this the
I'm
truth.
gonna say it to the women too. Women, ladies, understand. Men want pussy. No,
Yes,
not
they
all
do.
men. Yes, all men.
Yes, all men want pussy. Unless they in the dick. In that case, they ain't fucking with you.
Well, those ain't
You
men.
ain't got
No,
to
we
wonder.
talking about
That's what I'm
heterosexual
saying. So
men
you ain't got to wonder. If they
want
talking to you,
pussy.
they want some pussy. That's just it.
Thank you. I don't know the way he wants to get to know me. And no, no,
Nah, he wants some
he's
pussy.
only he's only getting to know you because he wants to fuck you.
That's it.
And I be telling girls, get the shit out the way. You already know
Go
on
ahead,
day
have
one
that
whether you
conversation. You can see what you know what I'm saying. And get on
you
with it.
already know on day one whether you want to fuck this nigga or not. So let's go ahead and have a conversation. Let's throw it on the table. Why are we going
Right.
to
You
avoid this
don't, then
shit?
go ahead and say that. Like, dude, I ain't trying to fuck you. And whatever happen after that, I
But
mean, hey,
but they be these be men they want to fuck. But no,
let's do this.
I want him to want me for me.
Man,
So
fuck
you
that.
can
Look,
take your pussy off your body and there's some way you can separate those things. That's what you want. And what do you have to offer
other
other
than the
than your
pussy.
yeah, what else are you bringing? Are you going to be
Now, if you bringing
cooperative?
other shit to the table, like, I mean, like, you really operating in your feminine, then you really don't have that type of problem, you know what I'm saying, with no man.
Nope. Because a man's going to see it already, automatically go, oh, yeah, she's cooperative. And yeah, I could see her added
Yeah.
some
So I mean,
value
like
to
he
the
ain't even
shit
gonna
I
come
got
at you
going
like that.
on.
But I mean, like if you on some hyena shit, he gonna come to you like you a hyena. That's just it.
Hmm. Well,
Especially if he done found out some shit about you.
oh shit, Grace was in the house. Embrace the Grace. What's up, girl? The link is in
What's
the
up, Grace?
I don't know how long ago it was, Grace. If you're still here, the link is in the description. If you want to come on here, we'll welcome you up to this little panel. Talk some shit with your boy. You've been neglecting me.
Well,
I ain't seen Grace on the panel in a while.
she yeah, she did was it last night? I ain't had a chance to watch it yet though.
Uh, I need to check my subscription to make sure I'm getting all of my bells because I
I
sure
had
enough
some
ain't get
folks
that
out.
bell.
Yeah, I know I've been missing stuff. But yeah, like especially you know saying if dudes done found out some shit. Cause you know, you stay in them streets. They ain't coming to you with reverence and respect. They like, bitch, I mean, how long this gonna take? Like
And
for
I could
real.
tell grown women who be surprised. Like I'll be like, what kind of dudes you been dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Like it be little shit. This girl, this is a few months back. She said she was stressing. What you stressing for? Man, I need like $40 to get my car fixed. I'm like,
She
you
said
wait a
what?
minute. She needed $40 to get this part for her car to get it fixed. The part was gonna cost like 25 to do. Was gonna put like 15. I think it was like a little valve or some shit.
She fucking? Hold up. I got questions.
That's what I said. I said, who the
You
fuck
fucking this shouldn't even be
you
no
been
problem.
fucking with, and you can't get $40?
That's what I'm saying.
Are
This
you
shit should have
kidding
never been
me?
no conversation.
She was like, what you mean?
God
I said, baby,
damn.
let me. Maybe your mama ain't never told you, but pussy ain't free, baby.
It really ain't. I'm gonna need you to
And
get your shit together.
and I'm not telling you to go out here and be a prostitute, but if you're dealing with a
Ain't nobody,
dude,
but I mean, on some level, I mean, shit.
you're
That's
dealing
your
with a
husband. I
man.
mean, just fuck. I mean, on some level,
But let me.
prostitution. That
I'm
shit over
painting the
with.
picture for her though, right? I'm painting the picture. You're dealing with a man. You've been dealing with him
Yeah.
for a little while now. You ain't just meet him. You've been dealing with him for a little while. He ain't your baby daddy, but you got 3 kids, and he's aware of that. He should understand coming in the door. Women have
You should,
expenses.
because he's trying to fuck, so you should have been getting dough off the
She
rip.
been fucking
Bitch, you
him.
slow.
Been fucking him. Done fucked him already.
Oh,
Well, that nigga got some. He got some coochie credit he got to pay for. He ain't gonna be getting
right.
coochie for
I can't
on
fuck with.
credit this whole
I'm
time.
stressed about my car, nigga. Shit.
And we
That
talking
should have
about
been resolved before any.
we ain't talking
Shit,
about
nigga. I still have my motherfucking
$500.
shoes on. Y'all don't know
We
about
ain't
me. I
talking.
still have my damn shoes on now, nigga. I can't get comfortable. I got shit on my mind.
We ain't
Mm-mm.
talking $500. We talking about $40 fucking.
Right.
That's
Shit,
all she
no.
needed.
Mm-mm.
I'm like,
Mm-mm.
who the
Mm-mm.
fuck are you dealing with? Where that's it, and
That's
that's what
her
got
fault.
you like that. And she was like, "What you mean?" Like she was real nice. Like, well, would that make me a prostitute? I said, "No, baby, that make you a grown ass woman."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I would have respect for you if I said, hey, let me take you out, and you said to me, hey, don't worry about going out. Come by the house, I'll feed you. Just slide me $40, I'll get my car fixed." That's some grown woman shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend $40, $50 taking you out to fucking Applebee's or Chili's anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Or
So
more.
I would rather put that $40 into relieving your stress. And the only thing that got you
For
stressing
real, for
is getting
real,
your little
for
car
real.
running. You gonna give me a home cooked meal. I'm gonna be comfortable as shit. I know I'm at your house already, so I'm gonna get the pussy. I ain't gotta worry about none of that. I ain't gotta get no
Mm-mm.
hotel room. I'm already there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a
I'm with it.
win-win. 40? Man, get that
Hell yeah,
nigga
that's a win for
$20 tip.
everybody.
He
Shit.
go $60. Get that nigga a $20 tip. You know, like, this is a win. We gonna keep your mechanic good too. We gonna make sure that nigga straight. I need to meet him. But
Hell
I
yeah.
always need a good little mechanic. We can get him a
Right. And
tip.
if that nigga don't come through, we'll call mine. Shit.
Tell that nigga to be at the house tomorrow. I would be there to pay his ass. I would pay him personally. The fuck you mean? I remember Chloe asked years ago. I had to have John put a hose on my car. That hose fucking blew. I was at Burger King on Brookshire in the fucking drive-thru when that fucking hose blew. Called John up. John came by right away, took care of that, threw that hose on, drove, he went stopped by the auto zone and what's that auto zone at? It ain't that far. Wherever the auto zone, went by the auto zone, got the shit, came by, threw the hose on. I gave him some extra money. She confused. Why you give him extra money? He only wanted $40.
Cause that
I
nigga
said,
came
listen.
over here. Shit.
I said, bitch, did it not snow
I
yesterday?
gave that. That's why his ass over here. Cause he shit. Y'all
Did
better
it
quit
not
playing. You
snow
better pay for
yesterday?
service and cut the
But
bullshit.
he live across the street from you. I know where he lives, but we ain't at my house right now. He came way the fuck out here, went and got the hose for me,
Right.
threw the
Y'all
motherfucker
better quit
on,
playing.
and only charged me $40. I gave that nigga every bit $100. Why did I do that? Because that's my man, and I'm gonna make sure when I need him again,
He gonna
he
come.
gonna be
Right.
here. I said that's how business is done.
Exactly. In fact, I
I
gotta
said same
explain
thing,
this
Shit to you. I'm gonna have to reevaluate your status over here.
but I did. Yeah, that's why Chloe ain't never been in the picture.
Don't like this shit out of order.
Even with her with the weed man, I said sometime you gotta throw your weed man a little extra.
For
If you
real, for
got it.
real.
Especially if you got a good weed man and he come to you, pay for your weed. Hey man, I appreciate you coming to throw. Man, throw this $20 in your tank.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's how you keep a good weed man. It's the same thing.
Yeah. That's how you keep a good anything.
Right.
Hairdresser,
Any kind
Weed
of
weed.
man, fucking handyman, yard man, all that shit.
the yard
Like
man, the handyman, if you got a little extra, throw him a little extra.
for
It's gonna
real,
come back to you. It
real
will
talk.
come back.
I don't know what the hell these folk doing.
But yeah, that girl was just so surprised. I'm like, well, ain't that gonna make me look like a hoe? I said, no, baby, not at all.
Hell no.
It's gonna make a man will appreciate again if I volunteer to take you out to dinner and you tell me don't worry about that. I'm a cook. Instead of you spending $50 at Applebee's, just throw me 40 so I can get my car fixed.
Well, first of all, my question to her would have been like, so how you gonna enjoy the dick if you stress about getting your car fixed? Bitch, that's helping you.
So here go the question: where we gonna fuck at? You can't meet me nowhere. You see
This
what
is
I'm
true.
saying?
This
That
is
means
true.
you ain't got to pay for a babysitter to come see me that you can't even get to me. So that means I would have had to pay for a babysitter and an Uber. I would have had to Uber your ass home.
Yeah, nah, I'm cool. Miss me with that.
I'm saving a lot of money by throwing you $40. Fuck that, take 60. I'm coming out on top. Our relationship is
Mhm.
better now. Cause
Several times over.
now you got somebody on your team like, hey, this a keeper here. Cause you ain't used to dudes moving like this. You
Right.
used to corny ass dudes. Was trying to tell me the other day, a dude wanted to borrow some cat.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, that old ass talk. Old man used to say shit like that. The nigga
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
borrow some cat.
No, I'm good.
What the fuck is this? Popeye? Is he wimpy? I'm gonna pay you back Tuesday for a hamburger today. What? Where they do that at?
Nah, I'm good.
If you give a nigga like that some pussy, you ain't never seeing his ass again.
You ain't never lied.
Now, if you got a nigga that's been on your team, you'll throw him some pussy every now and then because he got you on the back end. But you
Mhm.
can't put everybody on credit right away. You gotta build up your credit. You gonna need to co-sign a nigga in the beginning
Exactly.
until you build up some coochie credit. And ladies, you gotta pay back your coochie credit. Cause the other one, here go your chicks. Y'all be building up coochie credit, don't ever pay it back. And then you wonder why niggas be shitting on you. Cause you don't ever pay your bills.
Mm.
They've been on buying groceries, dropping your kid off at school that ain't his kid. He the
All this
handyman
shit.
when you need him. He done did
Bring
all
you
this
some
shit.
food to the hair salon where you get your wig and shit done. Yeah, yeah,
And
bitch,
then
that shit
now he
costs.
wants some coochie, and you want to get funny with him.
You gonna have to pay
And
up.
when you think I'm a prostitute, bro, bitch, all of that shit I done did for you. And dudes is petty. Dudes is gonna remember. He may not be calculating it at the moment, but believe me, at some point he gonna calculate. Wait a minute, I done did a lot of shit for this girl. It's time for her to pay up.
Real talk.
That's how them old men be. Them old men, Mr. Tom, they been coming through on Tuesday. He done fixed your refrigerator. He done bought your tomatoes from the church. He done bought the kids some
Hmm.
shoes for back to school. He done paid a couple light bills over the last year. All you had to do was give Mr. Tom a little bit of 5 minutes on Tuesday. He would have been good. Now you want to play games with Mr. Tom. Somebody fucking Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom got all these old ass babies in the hood. There wasn't no young sperm made them babies. Them babies look old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to lie. Mr. Tom, he just a family friend. Okay.
All right.
Mr. Tom be by here religiously every Tuesday, fixing something. Stop. You can sit outside or go outside at night and just watch. You can just watch something calm right there.
See that van pull up.
Yeah, that minivan with the rims and shit. You go, Mr. Tom Van right there. Oh, his little pickup truck and shit. There you go. He
Hell
coming
yeah.
by. He coming by on Tuesday. He can't come by on Wednesday. Wednesday Bible study. And Friday is club night. So Tuesday is his night. Monday is football night. So it'll be about Tuesday when he slide through. And he fresh to death. He got his little collar shirt on. He gonna put his best cologne on for his little 5 minute session.
Exactly.
And you fucking around, and then you mad, and these men ain't
Still
shit.
5 minutes ain't
No,
gonna hurt you. Get on over there and get that shit over with.
no, no. Now let's tell the truth. Now you had men in your life that was taking care of you. He didn't come in the rapper that you thought he should come in. So you used him for what he was giving you, but then because he didn't look a certain way, you was dissing him. And then you went after the Pookie or the Ray Ray that you liked the way he looked, and that nigga treated you like shit. Now you're mad.
Yep.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
That shit
Hmm.
does tend to happen.
Too much. I see it all the time. And they'll fuck around with the raw dude for 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, and then they want to try to monkey branch. And then they're on their new purpose, and I'm on a new journey in my life and all that bullshit. You doing the same stupid shit you was doing before. Now you just trying to monkey branch. Stop. You had the good dude in the friend zone, and we know statistics say 80% of them dudes is gonna stay in there, but 2 out of the 10 is gonna get out every now and then, and you just hoping that nigga is gonna save you after you done made 4 babies with Tyrone. It's too much of that going on.
It really is.
It's too much of that going on. Or they wait till they get 45 and now they're ready because they was born again virgins for the last 10 years, and now they 45 and they're looking. I'm looking for who? Because all of the men your age ain't looking for you. I be
That's
trying to
real
tell
talk.
women that men that's 45 ain't looking for 45-year-old women with
Mm-mm.
2 kids and a bunch of baggage and
Uh-huh.
uncooperative. Even when without kids, if you uncooperative, a man is gonna be like, why the fuck am I dealing with you? I ain't even getting a baby out of this. And all I could do is be stepped out of the yoke to this nigga kids. Make it make sense. Because you told yourself you got the wet wet because Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion told you that. You got the wet wet, and that's what men want. Right. How many men are in sexless marriages? And they
Too
still
many.
stay? But they still stay. So obviously men want more than that. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how we don't connect them dots. The men are staying for some reason. Maybe because the men actually love you. I, does that ever come into anybody's thought? Maybe the man actually loves you and wants to be with you. It ain't your fat ass. It ain't your wet wet. He been got over that shit. He got over that on day two. He had post nut clarity after day one.
That person that clarity be a fool.
And he still stayed. So there must be more to you than that. Or the ones that really piss me off is the ones that try to hide the pussy for 6 months, and then you finally get the pussy and it's garbage. And then they mad. Like you ain't had nothing else to offer. You dangled this shit in front of me for 6 months. And I finally got it, and it ain't all you advertised it to be. That's like if somebody makes you wait 6 months for a fucking steak, and you finally get that steak, you were expecting the best fucking, you were expecting Ruth Chris. You were expecting Steak 48. Like, this ain't nothing but regular
Applebee's.
ass. No, this ain't the Applebee's. This is regular ass Golden Corral steak. Like, it, leftover, like they cooked too many. I ain't talking about fresh Golden Corral. I mean, he overestimated how many people wanted steak and had one just waiting for you when you walked up there to get it. I ain't talking about he grabbed it right off the fire fresh. I'm talking about that motherfucker was sitting on the side. You got one of them steaks.
Hell no. Hell to
Like,
the no.
you made me wait 6 months for this shit?
Nope.
And you're uncooperative? I put up with your mouth for 6 months to get this old ass dry. Man, I remember they tried to give me a dry ass steak last time I went to Golden Corral. I said, no, no, no. I will wait for you to make a fresh one. I want my medium and I want it fresh. I'll wait. That steak has been here since before I walked in. Because I never
For
get my
real.
steak.
I don't want that shit.
I never get my steak first. I always get the plate first, and I'll glance over there to see when the mistakes is cooking, and I try to time it so I go back up there when it's ready. Or
Right.
I eat a salad first, and then I try to time it either way. I said, man, that steak has been sitting over there.
Meanwhile, while that shit over there cooking, you get in good with the damn dude on the grill.
Yeah, I done hollered at him, yo, bro, what up, man? Oh, man, you back? Yeah, man. Good. You got a medium coming? Yeah, man, you don't kid, I got you. Hell, the dude
Hell
brought it to
yes, I
my
have to
table one
solidify my
day.
shit.
The dude brought it to my table one day. I was like, yo, you my man.
That's what's up.
I ain't never had nobody working at Golden Corral bring the steak to me. So I bring it to you. We ain't that busy. I got you right over there, right? Yeah, I'm right
See,
there.
that's when
Yeah, I
you
got
slide them a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying?
you. Hell
Keep that shit
yeah.
rolling.
That's the extra. Yo, man, no, I tipped your waitress, but here you go. Because I had the waitress take him $5. And he was like, what's this for? I'm like, yo, you know what this for, man. You gonna keep you straight. We gonna keep you straight too.
For
But
real, for real.
you delivering world class service, that's worth the extra 5.
Exactly.
That steak was so fucking flawless and perfect and juicy, fresh. I ain't even need no steak sauce. I tore that shit
Dang,
up.
you was straight.
I tore that shit up. I couldn't believe it. It was like one of them. It wasn't like a Friday night. It was like a Thursday night when it ain't really packed. And I slid in there, and I was going to Walmart, and I said, "Fuck, let me go over here to Golden Corral." I walked over there to Golden Corral, and I said, "I wanted. What did I want? I wanted a baked potato. I just had a taste for a baked potato that night. Got my baked potato and got my steak, and my man brought that shit to me. I said, God damn. Boy, you need to be working at Ruth Chris doing this. That's like having a chef come out to your table. Like, you know you somewhere special. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I want to
these
go to
people,
Outback to see what's up with this. They got this smoked porterhouse situation going on.
we ain't been out back in a long time. You know that?
No, right?
At least I haven't. Now your ass might have been sneaking over there, but I ain't been with
I ain't been over.
you.
I'm trying to think. Last time I've been to Outback. Hell, we went with Sabrina. Oh, what, last year?
Yeah, that was on Eastway, right?
That was
We ain't
East
know the one
Boulevard.
over
Yeah,
here. Yeah, we was way on the other side. Yeah.
yeah. That was like like last this time last year or some shit. Yeah, I ain't been
How's
since
Sabrina
then.
doing anyway? Hello, cute so.
She cool. She cool. I need to get with her. I need some more candles.
I just been smelling. I ain't even been burning this one. I just been smelling it. It smell good too. Do she got a website? No, I can't think of it right on time. But she on
Yeah,
Instagram, right? What's her name on
I
Instagram?
I think it's Aquamarine Bree.
You're right. That's exactly what it is. I remember now. So say it again so the people can check her out. Get your candles, y'all.
Aquamarine Bree.
Get your candles. She made me a custom candle. It was pineapple cherry.
mhm.
Special request for your boy. Y'all know I like to burn that pineapple some kind of way.
Yeah, I got what did I get? I got tangerine ginger.
Ooh, man, you got to smell that. I didn't smell that.
I
But
still got one left.
mm, well, I'm about to wrap this up because I've talked enough shit. I've vented. Yeah, he kicked me. Oh, by the way, he ended up kicking me off the panel because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. But I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm like Snowman. I'm gonna call his ass later and cuss him the fuck out at home. But
Lord.
listen, y'all know me. I'm not gonna do this bullshit with these simps. I'm sorry, everybody.
I know. I
You
And
wouldn't
should have
either.
ear hustle.
I find it most peculiar that dudes who always calling other dudes betas and all of that, data betas,
Mhm.
data simps. Like I see it so much because if you get a group of alphas together, those words never come up,
First,
and
what's understood ain't got to be explained.
the conversation be so smooth. Men tend to ad lib with each other and ain't offensive, and you won't let me talk and let me finish. And I'm like, you sound like a bitch, dude. Go ahead and talk, get it out. You ain't got to take low key disses. Well, finally, I get to talk again, and you sound like a bitch. Just fucking talk. But they cut you off all the time because that happened, and the same thing happened on Jason. I had to prove it to him one night. Y'all hosts need to be a little bit more credible. If you don't want me cutting people off, stop people from cutting me off. Now, if they're gonna cut me off, at least let them say some shit. And I gave him a chance to say his shit. He didn't say nothing, so I jumped back in. That's what happened. But I was trying to make a point originally because we were talking about abortions, and what I was going to say about the abortions is okay. No, let's legalize abortion. Let's make them legal. Two stipulations: you got to pay for your own abortion, and the man is in control over it. So if you're a single woman, you better get your father to co-sign on this shit. And if you married, you better get your husband to co-sign on this shit. Don't. That's the stipulation. So, and that'll cut down on all of these people using these abortions as birth control.
Mhm.
Because that's what's going on. Now you win the argument. Because their whole argument right now is abortion should be legal. Okay, we're gonna make it legal. You pay for it. And he controls it. Your husband. I bet you that'll cut down on who you open your legs to without using one of the 36 forms of birth control. Not including abstinence or a condom. Well, they're taking away our right to choose. No, you got to choose. You got 36 choices. Choose one. And that's before you even meet the man. Again, the man is not in that equation. Well, he could have used the condom. Condoms ain't 100%.
And you should have told him to.
And even if he did, it wasn't 100%. It's not 100%. Why didn't you put the condom on? I remember when I was in middle school, they used to teach the girls how to put the condom on. And the guys. We was in gym class because usually gym class and PE we went together. And they would separate the boys and separate the girls. In the girls' class, the female instructor would teach the girls how to do it. And in the male class, the guys instructor would teach him how to do it. Like I've seen them put a condom over a fucking watermelon. So don't give me this. Oh, the condom broke, and I'm so big and masculine. I'm breaking condoms. Yeah, bullshit. Go on Google and look up how to condom testing and see how rigorously the condoms get tested. And so these men telling that bullshit, oh, the condom busted, never happened. That's a myth. Look it up. Look it up. Now you may have had a defective condom where you broke it putting it on, and then it broke. And what happens when a condom breaks like that? Like if you damage it putting it on, it'll be around the base of your dick. That's what a condom will be if it breaks, because you're thrusting in and out. So that's what it's gonna roll downwards the dick. And I always ask men when they tell, oh, the condom busted, how did you know? What did it look like? And they describe it like that's not what happened. That's not how it happens. That's not how it happens. You're lying. Or these dudes, this is the other thing they do. They try to act like they're masculine and big guys, and I'm gonna buy an extra, triple, extra large magnum. And the condom is loose on their dick and the motherfucker slip off. It didn't break, it slipped off because it was too big for you. Let's be honest and stop lying about this shit. Stop lying. There's too many lies goes around because people don't know how shit work. I remember when I was with Andre, I taught her daughter how to put condoms on, and I used the eggplant. Watermelons wasn't in season at that time, so I had got an eggplant from the store, and I showed her how to put it on, and it went on a fucking eggplant. I said, "You ain't dealing with dudes this big." And this eggplant is studied, and the condom ain't tore up yet. Like, so don't let nobody tell you that bullshit. Condoms work. 99% of the time. Now they got a 1% failure rate. But if you let these men talk it, it's a 50-50. Oh, the condoms break all the time. No, they don't. Look it up on Google. Look it up on YouTube. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's all I got. I'm getting off of here. I appreciate everybody tuning in to your boy tonight, letting me rant, all that good stuff. It's been a while, man. I got to start going live a little bit more often. Um, no, I kind of just been jumping on panels and things, but we're gonna rev back up for 2023, and you're gonna start seeing more. But in the meantime, yo, this has been Israel, the People's Champ. You can find me here on the People's Channel. I am the Heisenberg of this ish. Thank you for the support. Like on your way out the door. Likes are free. Support this channel. I'll let you, boy.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy.